So guys, yesterday, a lot of people did not see when Nnamdi Kanu was presenting his defense to Justice James Omotosho. The videos that we got yesterday was when Nnamdi Kanu was actually, raising his voice and, after Justice James Omotosho misbehaved. Meanwhile, before then, Nnamdi Kanu presented his full defense, which I'm going to play without wasting your time now, so you could listen. This is an exclusive video that was actually gotten today. Many people did not see this particular video yesterday. You could see how eloquent, and the points Nnamdi Kanu raised in his defense. Let me not waste your time. Let me play this particular video so you could see. It's an exclusive video that we got today, being Saturday, and this is what happened in court that yesterday. Let me play the video so you could listen and see what Nnamdi Kanu, now he defended his case.
Directives of the Supreme Court. Judgment in FRN v. Nnamdi Kanu in suit number SC/CR/1361/2022, delivered on the 15th of December 2023. The reliefs I'm seeking, my Lord, is a very simple. The expunging from the records of this very honorable court the purported plea of not guilty entered by myself, the defendant, here the applicant, on the 29th day of March 2025, the same having been obtained under deception, coercion, and in clear violation of section 36(6)(a) of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, and in defiance of the Supreme Court's binding directive in FRN v. Nnamdi Kanu. I'm asking my Lord for an order setting aside all proceedings conducted pursuant to the said defective plea, including but not limited to the scheduling of defense, witness summons, and trial dates, the same being founded on a nullity ab initio. An order declaring that the 7th count charge, dated 29th March 2025, disclosed no triable offense known to law, having been founded on repealed statutes, namely the Terrorism Prevention Amendment Act of 2013, repealed by the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act of 2022, and the Customs and Excise Management Act, Cap C45 LFN 2004, repealed by the Nigeria Customs Services Act of 2023, and in flagrant disobedience of the Supreme Court's order for amendment, and order striking out the charge in its entirety for want of jurisdiction, the same being incompetent and void ab initio, and order directing the immediate release of the defendant applicant from custody, there being no valid charge pending before this very court, and such other orders as this very honorable court may deem fit and just to make in the circumstances. It was dated, my Lord, the 6th day of November 2025. Thank you, my Lord.
Yes, and I keep our own.
So if you listen attentively, meanwhile, before I analyze everything Nnamdi Kanu said there, please do well to type on the like button, like this particular video, subscribe to this particular channel, and click on the notification bell, so I get notified whenever I drop videos like this. Remember, Justice James Omotosho has actually fixed 20th of November to give his final judgment, and his final judgment will be based on the defense Nnamdi Kanu gave and what the prosecution team, being the federal government, gave. But meanwhile, let us try to analyze what Nnamdi Kanu is actually saying in that particular video, because I know a lot of people might not really understand the legal terms and what Nnamdi Kanu is driving at. Now, Nnamdi Kanu was actually arguing in the entirety of he was arguing that in entirety of the case that the federal government did not provide the extant laws in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria upon which he is being tried. And he was emphatically saying it that the law under which the federal government is actually trying him has been repealed. If you listen attentively, you will be hearing when he said repealed. Repealed means the law no longer exists. That the law that the federal government is using to judge him is the Terrorism Prevention Act of 2013. And this particular law was repealed in 2022, and when a law is being repealed, the law ceases to exist. And Nnamdi Kanu is saying, if you people are charging me with a law that does not even exist any longer, that means it is nullity. Everything that you've done from the beginning of this particular case is nullity. Now, he went ahead to quote Section 36(12) of the 1999 Constitution as amended, and he said something. And look at what that part of the Constitution said, that a person shall not be convicted of a criminal offense unless that offense is defined and the penalty therefore is prescribed in a written law. That nobody shall be convicted unless that particular offense is defined in the Constitution and the penalty, as a matter of fact, is equally written. So Nnamdi Kanu posed that particular question after his defense that yesterday and asked James Omotosho and the federal government, where is this particular new law that you are using to try me written? And what is even the penalty? What is even the penalty of this particular so-called, in quote, crime that you said I committed? It is only when you prove, or probably where you show me the crime I committed in the new, law. That is the time I can agree that, okay, fine, let us continue with this particular case. So he still maintained that this particular court lacks the jurisdiction to try him because there is no law known to the court under which they are trying him. So he's actually, being, adamant on that particular case. And he made a very clear reference and quoted some instances where the Supreme Court equally said the same thing, that there's no way you can try someone whereby you don't know under which law you are trying him under. It's not done. He equally spoke about the jurisdiction of his extraordinary rendition, which is tantamount to a kidnapping, because I've often said it here that Nnamdi Kanu remains a kidnapped victim. He remains a kidnapped victim. And the same Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria stipulates that anyone who has been illegally renditioned from anywhere shall not, as a matter of fact, be detained, neither will the person be brought to court for any trial. That the person must actually be released immediately, with immediate effect. But the Nigerian government is even breaking their own constitution by detaining a kidnapped victim and taking the kidnapped victim to court. In the eyes of the law, in any place, Nnamdi Kanu is a kidnapped victim. So have you seen anywhere in the country or anywhere a kidnapped victim is being tried? Have you seen anywhere a kidnapped victim, as a matter of fact, is being tried for any offense? No. The first and foremost, and probably most important thing you must do is to free a kidnapped victim. This is the argument that Nnamdi Kanu raised. After he presented that in his defense yesterday, and he asked Omotosho, show me where this law was written. And Omotosho could not show the law. And what Omotosho went ahead to do, being the presiding judge, is to fix November 20th to give his final verdict. And remember, Nnamdi Kanu qualified a motion even that yesterday morning. And the federal government did not even object to the motion. And instead of Justice James Omotosho to treat this particular motion even before the final judgment, he's actually fixing a date for final judgment. And this goes a long way to tell you that he's acting a script. He's blatantly acting a script. And the script is something that is being written for him, either by the federal government or by the Fulani Kabas, who illegally arrested Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I've often said it here that Nnamdi Kanu's arrest is none of Balami Tinubu's issue, because the people that arrested him are the Fulani Kabas, whom he was actually exposing a lot of secrets about. The same thing that the United States of America is saying today. The sanctioned Mitala group, Nnamdi Kanu made mention of Mitala group being a terrorist group. They sanctioned the Fulani militia, which is the same thing Nnamdi Kanu kept on saying. So the Fulani Kabas, being the Buhari government, Gabasheu, Abakairi and co, who we are in Asorok then, saw Nnamdi Kanu as a threat that is going to expose the Islamization agenda and a lot of things. They had to, make sure that they illegally arrested him and all that. And every single thing that man said is the same thing that the United States is saying now. And the congressmen in the United States are planning to sanction all the northern governors for implementing Sharia. And they've sanctioned Mitala group and equally, place some Fulani military groups under their watch list and co. So you could see that the reason why he is being detained is not because he did anything, simply because he knew a lot of things. And that is why I've told Bola Tinubu that this is not your battle. If you look at the underlying or probably the fundamental issue here, it is not your battle. The Fulani Kabas wanted to make sure that they shut him up because he was revealing too much, and they couldn't, as a matter of fact, contain the things he was actually revealing, which is basically and literally the truth. Well, I'd like you guys to drop your comments in the comment section and tell me what you think about this Nnamdi Kanu's full defense. Remember, like I told you yesterday, this video was not released. This is an exclusive video that was actually obtained from the courtroom from one of the people inside the court. Do you think Nnamdi Kanu is going to get justice at last? Do well to subscribe, drop your comments, and share this particular video. See you guys later.